Bookworms and bibliophiles, welcome to the most dramatic, most over-the-top, most pun-tastic game show ever to grace your screens, Spines and Sparks, the show where books find their one true reader and sparks, literal literary sparks, fly. Tonight, we are kicking off this tag-tacular adventure with 3 incredible book lovers from the BookTube universe. Our mission? To match each reader with their perfect bookish soulmate. We'll dive into their quirks, preferences, and passions. And by the end of this night, these readers won't just have a book, they'll have a partner for the long haul. Curious? Of course you are. Stick around because things are about to get cozy, chaotic, and full of bookish banter. I'm Nick, and this is Dr. Cranky Pants Reads presents Spines and Sparks. Let's get this show started. Welcome to Spines and Sparks. Tonight, I'm diving into a literary matchmaking adventure that promises drama, laughs, and most importantly, perfect bookish pairings. But before we get started, let's give credit where it's due. This clever tag was originally created by Aaron from Aaron Reads a Book, and a huge thanks to Gavin for tagging me. It's now my turn to put a spin on this and sprinkle in some matchmaking magic. Here's how it works. Each reader tonight brings their own unique literary vibe to the stage, and I've handpicked 3 potential book soulmates for them. We'll spotlight each choice, gush over its highlights, and because they might waffle, I'll make the decision for them. Why? Because I'm not just your host, I'm your pushy bookish matchmaker. Got it? Good. Now let's meet our first reader. Our first reader tonight is the fabulous Mariandrea from Books and Bookadillos. Mariandrea's got a passion for food, creativity, and stories that serve up a little Latin American spice. She's on the hunt for a bookish soulmate that pairs perfectly with her bilingual flair and her love of whipping up dreamy vegan meals. Mariandrea's bookshelves are filled with poetry, fantasy, and stories that feel like a warm hug. But tonight, we're serving up 3 options that could steal her heart, or at least her next Saturday afternoon. Let's meet the contenders. First up, we have the Queen of Cozy Kitchens, Be Ready When the Luck Happens by Ina Garten. This book is a feast for the soul, taking you behind the scenes of the barefoot Contessa herself. Think warm anecdotes, culinary inspiration, and enough glamour to make you feel like you've just stepped into her Hamptons kitchen. Mariandrea, if you're looking for something to inspire your next vegan masterpiece, or just give you a cozy feel-good vibe, this is it. Ina's journey from a government analyst to everyone's favorite TV chef is as rich as her chocolate cake. Let's be honest, this book is basically comfort food in literary form. Number 2 brings us Kitchens of the Great Midwest, a quirky, heartwarming novel that blends food, humor, and family. It's the story of Eva Thorvald, a culinary prodigy and unforgettable people and dishes that shape her life. This book is packed with flavor, literally and emotionally. Each chapter centers around a dish, weaving together a narrative that's as satisfying as a farm-to-table feast. If you love books with heart, humor, and a side of Midwestern charm, this one's for you, Mariandrea. And finally, we have How to Cook a Wolf, a classic by M.F.K. Fisher that's part cookbook, part life philosophy. Written during World War II, it's all about finding joy and creativity in the kitchen, even when times are tough. This isn't just a guide to cooking. It's a celebration of resilience and resourcefulness, and Fisher's wit and wisdom leap off the page, making this a book for anyone who believes that cooking is about more than eating. It's about nourishing the soul. All right, Mariandrea, it's time to get serious. These 3 books are giving it their all. But I'm gonna step in because this choice is crystal clear. Your match? Kitchens of the Great Midwest. Here's why. It's got heart, it's got humor, and great foodie vibes that I think are gonna resonate. It's like a Michelin star meal, memorable, comforting, and layered. Plus, it's the kind of book you can devour while planning your next kitchen adventure. Mariandrea, trust me, this one's got your name written all over it. Now go on and get cooking. May your snacks be perfectly paired, your reads be delicious, and your pup approve of all your cozy lap sessions. All right, folks, next up in tonight's matchmaking extravaganza is the man who brought me into this, Gavin from Genre Books. Gavin's all about science fiction, pulps, and fantastical worlds. But tonight we're challenging him to step out of his and my comfort zone. Picture this, a genre adventurer who's never cracked open a romance novel. Tragic, I know, but fear not, because tonight I've curated 3 swoon-worthy options to show Gavin just how much love and laughter a good romance can bring. Buckle up, because we're about to ignite some unexpected sparks. First up, we have romantic comedy. This one's a sharp, witty story about Sally, a late-night sketch comedy writer with a strict no romance at work rule. That is, until she meets Noah, a ridiculously charming pop star who challenges every rule she's made for herself. Gavin, this book is equal parts laugh-out-loud humor and heartwarming connection. Think razor-sharp banter, hilarious behind-the-scenes moments, and just the right amount of feels. It's clever, it's modern, and perfect for someone who loves wit as much as wonder. Plus, as a genre fan, you'll appreciate the way it flips relationship tropes on their heads. Next, we have Beach Read, a story about 2 rival authors who couldn't be more different. Augustus writes brooding literary fiction. January writes breezy romance. When they challenge each other to swap genres for a summer, sparks and chaos ensue. This book is like an opposites attract story with a little bit of extra heart. Gavin, as a genre guy, you'll love the meta elements of authors exploring the act of storytelling itself. But it's not all fun and games. This one has emotional depth, genuine character growth, and plenty of laugh-out-loud moments. A perfect introduction to romance that won't feel like a cliche. Finally, we have The Dead Romantics. This one's a whimsical, supernatural twist on romance, just for you, Gavin. Florence is a ghostwriter for romance novels who stops believing in love until she meets the ghost of her new editor. Yes, you heard me. It's a romance with a paranormal twist. The book is witty, moving, and absolutely one of a kind. It combines humor and heart with themes of grief, hope, and second chances. Gavin, if you're a fan of genre bending, this is the perfect gateway into romance, and let's face it, a ghost editor? That's peak imaginative brilliance. All right, Gavin, I've heard your hesitations about romance, as well as my own, and I get it. You're a tough sell, but trust me, this decision's a no-brainer. Your perfect match is Beach Read by Emily Henry. Here's why. Beach Read is romance for skeptics. It's self-aware and it celebrates the art of storytelling while also delivering those heartfelt moments you didn't know you needed. Plus, with its opposites attract setup, it's a perfect parallel to you stepping out of your usual genre. Gavin, I'm telling you, you'll fall head over heels. Bookishly speaking, of course. And last but not least, we have Farrah from Bookstalgic, all about books that tug at her heartstrings, spark nostalgia, and remind her why she fell in love with reading in the first place. But tonight, I've picked 3 books that not only speak to her roots, but also carry pieces of my own story. Let's dive into some seriously emotional matchmaking. First up, we have the timeless A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. It's the story of Francie Nolan, a girl growing up in early 20th century Brooklyn, finding beauty in the small joys of a sometimes harsh life. This one is close to my heart because I read it with my mom as a kid. It's a book I revisit whenever I miss her. It's like a warm, comforting hug in literary form. This book is a celebration of family, of resilience, and the simple moments that carry us through life. It's perfect for anyone who loves character-driven stories with emotional depth. And let's face it, who doesn't need a book that feels like coming home? Next, we've got the Book of Three, the gateway to the magical chronicles of Pryden. This fantasy classic follows Taryn, an assistant pig keeper, on a journey of self-discovery, friendship, and adventure. This book holds a special place in my heart because my 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Witter, introduced me to it. She brought these stories to life, and it's one I've cherished ever since. If you're looking for a story with magic, humor, and timeless lessons, this is your match. It's an imaginative escape that reminds us of the joy a great teacher and a great book can bring. Finally, we have Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin, a hauntingly beautiful exploration of love, identity, and belonging. Set in 1950s Paris, it's a masterpiece of emotional depth and stunning prose. This book found me during a time when I had massive questions about who I was and what was possible. Baldwin's words felt like he was speaking directly to me, and it stayed with me ever since. This one is perfect for someone who loves stories that challenge, move, and inspire. Baldwin's writing will stay with you long after you close the final page. It's a must-read classic. All right, you've got 3 incredible choices, but I'm here to make this easy for you. Your match is the Book of Three. Here's why. It's magical, nostalgic, and packed with adventure. Plus, it's the kind of book that reminds us of the joy we first found in reading. It's time to rediscover the magic. Trust me on this one, it's gonna be great. Now, off you go. May your adventures be as whimsical as your bookshelf is growing. And don't forget to thank Mrs. Witter for inspiring us both. Well, book lovers, there you have it. 3 readers, 3 perfect matches, and a whole lot of literary sparks flying. But this is just the beginning. Join us next week for part 2 of Spines and Sparks. We'll have 3 brand new readers, 3 more matchmaking adventures, and of course, a whole lot of bookish banter. As always, my bookish matchmakers, I appreciate you, and I hope your shelves are sparking with joy. Until next time, keep turning those pages and lighting those flames.